Good morning and welcome to the morning call for Tuesday, April the 18th, 2017. Happy Easter to all of you and welcome back to another shortened week. On that, having a look at what happened over in the US last night, really interesting movements in the fact that we saw a really big bounce going on the Dow and the S&P, and you can see that just coming off behind me. Although we've now had the flick over to the Asian market, it was a very, very strong night for them. That's despite the fact that I'm sure you've all seen it over the weekend, some really big geopolitical tensions going on. Clearly Syria is a humanitarian issue, and it is actually, if you are a trader out there, something to watch with regards to oil. But the real issue is around North Korea, and clearly that is coming there. Maybe the response, and the positive response, is the fact that the US are willing to use China as a go-between to negotiate and try and calm down tensions going on the peninsula. What I really want to look at is what's going on from our perspective, and for those of you that really look into the Australian markets, which is what I do, have a look at the moment with what's going on in iron ore. Iron ore markets were open yesterday and again have continued to fall quite dramatically. Spot price down 3.5%. It's now at $66.50 a tonne. And have a look at Dalian Futures, something that we offer to you, fell hugely yesterday, down almost 5%. So limit down at 1 point, bounced back up, finished down around about 4.6%, welded in that bear market. And this is going to be, and most likely will be, the worst month for iron ore since May last year. Shock horror, it's a seasonality thing, and certainly something we saw about over the weekend. On the counter flip side to that is that the reason the Aussie dollar is so up is that we saw really strong Chinese data. A little bit push-pull factor there. What is interesting is that it's back above 76, or at least it tried to, and fell back off it. Does that suggest that sellers may be there? Probably, and certainly something to be aware of is that maybe that is the next level. We had 77 cents for quite a while, and then we broke down on certainly data around the Australian market and also around Chinese data. But the Aussie dollar hasn't really woken up to the fact that iron ore is so weak. So certainly something to watch. And if you do go through 76 cents, maybe to 76.1, 76.2, maybe an idea to have a look at it and see whether or not you actually see the weakness come through and therefore pushing it back below that 76 handle. This week, as I said, shortened week, but what we will start to see is European geopolitics. First runoff election is this weekend for France. Have a look at it. It is fairly likely that Fillon will fall out, and therefore Macron and Le Pen will follow through. That may create some volatility, or at least it should. So keep an eye on that towards the back half of this week. You will start to see European numbers, particularly the euro, moving through. Euro Aussie's been a really interesting one at the moment. It's been spiking around a little bit. So just look at that from a volatility perspective, also from the trade opportunity that might bring, and certainly is the area to watch over the next couple of weeks. So have a good trading day, have a good trading week. But as I said, the euro at the end of the week is the one to watch, and probably like going to filter through to next week as well.